Hello guys, welcome to my new video, and today I will show you like my 1 year progress and journey of my 3D work and how I started with something like that and now I'm doing something like that or like that. So if you want to know how the progress looked like and if you want some tips and tricks how to learn fast, efficient, productively so you can improve faster, then you should check out this video. So we can see here I prepared something like kind of a timeline, like with my how I started and going through some different stages. I will explain them all and how I'm doing like the most recent stuff like that. So let's start. And first, before we go to the 3D part, I just wanted to show you that what I did before. I did before like 2D art with Photoshop, like compositions, like you see here, like spiritual visionary art, and I did it, I don't know, like for 1 or 2 years before the 3D. And I just want to show you like the artists which inspired me to do that. Like Cameron Gray, like very powerful, spiritual, like energetic stuff with a lot of thinking and thoughts. So, or also Android Jones, or he is also so awesome because he's mixing so many different techniques and programs and also like so chaotic and so much happening in those artworks. And also, yes, Totemical, like we will come to him a little bit later. But also very beautiful work. I will put them into the description, check them out. So I just enjoyed at that time creating and just like processing like my emotions through art. And I created something like that. But then I realized I'm missing something, that I want to create something from scratch. Like in the 3D, you can create something completely from zero and like build like cool things. And I started with Cinema 4D. And that was my absolutely first render. That was just basic tutorial of the explanation of like the different tools in Cinema 4D. And then I started to dive a little bit deeper into it, and I found Patrick Foley on Skillshare. If you are a Cinema 4D beginner, check his tutorials out. Like I learned so much in like a short time because his tutorials, they are so good structured and like completely from the beginning to the end, from the modeling and setting up the scene over the materials and lighting and rendering. So I just recreated like exactly the same thing as he did. And that's what I'm usually do. I always have like a time where I just watch tutorials or courses and just learn stuff. And just recreating the same stuff as in the tutorials or what other artists do. We will come to it later. I will show it to you later. And then afterwards, you have to execute those learnings in your own projects. So let me show you like here some more tutorial stuff. And then that was where literally my first renders I did completely myself. And you see, it's like very basic, but I just experimented like with lighting, like with composition, with different forms, and just like with the basic functions of the tools Cinema 4D has. And it's okay. And I ended up with something like that. And that was also, you can see it was like a mixing, like 2D and 3D with Photoshop post-editing and also like something like that, like a little bit mysterious, and I enjoyed it. But then I was confident enough to try to recreate artworks which I like from artists I like. So here, for example, Glass Crane, I tried to recreate, this is from him, the exact same artwork. Yes, it's like completely the same. Could someone say it's stealing? But in my opinion, it's good. As long as you don't do money with it or you say it's yours, but it's not yours. Because you learn how the professionals are doing it, like the composition, like how to put different shapes together, what works and what not. And they know it already and you don't. So you just can recreate it, and by that you just learn a lot. And I still do it. Like in the beginning stage, I always recreate something that is already existing or create from like mix different stuff up, we will see it. And yeah, just like a different color variation and light variation. Yeah, in this you see, like I like this like tentacles, like this creature stuff, swirls. And also the light, you see, I always observe the artworks from others and try to understand what they're exactly doing. Like here, a blue light, a red light, and I try to recreate it like complementary light. And I learned so much about lighting. So yeah, something like that. And then also this artwork from him. Like I love this like sci-fi modeling corridor stuff. And yeah, I wanted to recreate it. So I asked myself how I can create this kind of stuff, you know. And then I found in a very nice tutorial from Polygon Pen how to create like a sci-fi corridor. And yeah, then it was just recreating sci-fi corridor and placing this creature in, adjusting like the light sources and creating some kind of different colors of the light. And yeah, I ended up something with that. I continued again to do personal stuff. Yeah, not everything's personal, like that was a recreation and that. But all the other stuff, yeah, I just like, I work and I have some ideas. Or like in the day, just ideas come, sometimes I write them down. Just trying out, experimenting and executing and using the knowledge you learned from the tutorials or the recreations of other artworks. Or for example, yeah, that's like still kind of my most favorite artworks. Like I love the beauty of the woman, the body, like the aesthetic of it. And the wings, and like you see it's photoshopped afterwards with like the ornament background, the different layers and the colors. And yeah, it's just a lot of fun. For example, I recreated this artwork from someone I can't remember anymore. But yeah, I had to learn how to create cables, you know, and I created all that cables, put everything together. But also at the same time, I was still using the, I just had a laptop without a GPU, just a CPU, i7. And I was using the standard CPU physical render of Cinema 4D. And yeah, it was super slow because yeah, like render like this one, it took like 8 or 10 hours the whole night to render. It's crazy, you know, like you still, if you're a beginner, you still, look, you can do really cool stuff with the standard stuff. But then I decided, because 2 years ago, I left Germany. So yeah, I can travel and just like finding myself and yeah, all that stuff. Currently, I'm in Georgia, in Tbilisi, in the country. And then I decided, okay, I want to stay here a little bit longer and buy a PC, like a normal GPU render, GPU card, so I can use a GPU render, like Octane. We will come to it in a second. And yeah, I just bought a used one, a cheap one with a 1080 Ti GTX, but yeah, still absolutely enough for stills. So yeah, I started like with Octane, and yeah, that was my absolutely first render, and completely different world. It's so fast. It's like you're working in the scene and you have on your viewport like instantly like the image, how it looks, you know, not like with like physical render and just a laptop. You have to wait like till the frames refresh, and yeah, you know what I mean. So yeah, I just experimented, learned a lot about the node system, materials, lighting, like everything, like setting up the scene, and yeah, just a lot of practice, a lot of learning, a lot of experimenting, like some emotional stuff here, suffering and pain, and also here a tutorial from iDesign with the landscape, and I put my other stuff inside. So, and then I found a crazy artist, like Outside, I think that's the name, how it's pronounced. And yeah, definitely check out his artworks. It's just absolutely crazy how much detail, and it looks so, yeah, underworld, so powerful and so spiritual. And he has also crazy animations. Check him out. So I also wanted to recreate something like that, like also my first animation, which is a little bit longer, and also put it then as an NFT, but really put a lot of time into it. It's like a masterpiece project. And I ended up with something like that. I hope you liked it. I spent, I don't know, like 3 or 4 weeks on it, and I wanted to recreate something very personal stuff. Like as you see, yeah, just check the video again and just pause if you want and check all the details. Like you have here like some speakers, because I love music, I love sound. I was a DJ before I did digital art in Berlin, like techno. So music is a big part of my life. Then also here, like the Rubik's Cube, like I love problem solving, like that's the meaning behind it. Then I also can solve the original Rubik's Cube. Or here, the El Castillo pyramid in Chichen Itza in Mexico, where I was. So yeah, that I love the mystery and the meaning from it. And yeah, also you can see here like a plane. It's like symbolizing the freedom and the traveling. And also like the graffiti can, because I did for many years graffiti I sprayed like in Germany back then. And also like this artwork inspired me a lot from Glass Crane and Android Joints, Lucia. All the color scheme, like everything in a gray tone, but with like colorful reflections. Oh man, that's so cool. It's still one of my favorite artworks from other people. I continued with Octane, and yeah, I did some here, and yeah, continued with like the rainbow stuff. And I started a little bit with sculpting. And if we go here, like Totemical, it's still one of my favorite artists. Check him out. It's just so beautiful. It's just the shapes he's using, the aesthetics, the colors. It's just crazy. Like you have this calmness of this beauty female, but you have this all of this chaos around her, or like that. And yeah, I just wanted to create something like that, and it's inspired me so much. So yeah, I started a little bit with ZBrush, and yeah, I did something like that, just like basic shapes, you know. And yeah, also that was like my first ZBrush render, like those shapes here, and I put like those poses inside in Cinema 4D and rendered it with Octane and added like all this hand-drawn like lightnings and effects with Photoshop. So yeah, but I didn't enjoy it so much, ZBrush, honestly. I don't know why. Then yeah, like I started to understand how those artworks by those artists were created, like the workflow, the process. So I understood it, and then I just wanted to try something new. Of course, I wasn't as good as them, but like the general workflow. And then I started with something new, like with just, I found out also at the same time, because I wanted to make some money, because yeah, I'm just traveling and I don't have a job, and it's just I'm living the last 2 years out of my savings, so I need like an income stream. So I'm trying a lot of things, and yeah, I found out about stock sites like Adobe Stock, Shutterstock, and I found there are some artists which did like this kind of abstract art, and I found it so interesting and so different and so new. So I also started to create that and just also put it on Adobe Stock and Shutterstock, so it just don't like sits on my hard drive. So maybe I can make also a little bit money out of it. And yeah, I was uploading, doing like that abstract art, and just learning new things about like design and like just different shapes, and that was cool. But yeah, then it was also again enough. I did this, I don't know, for maybe 1 or 2 months or something. But then I found out about Vitaly Bulgarov. You definitely know him. He's like the god of hard surface and robotics and modeling stuff. And I found that so impressive and amazing. It's so different because like here for this, oh man, it's just what the fuck, it's crazy. Like this robot, you know, like with the skull. It's just one object with like perfect modeling and perfect lighting, and everything is focused on that model. Not like the art, 3D art I did before, like where so much happening, so chaotic, but it's much more focused, much more precise. Like I explained it something like that. And yeah, so I also wanted to start learning modeling because yeah, I didn't model so much. So also what I enjoyed, like products and like this kind of style. You will see it's like always this like similar in my next renders, but I like this like electronics, like this technical industrial stuff, and you just focus all of your knowledge and energy and time into one object, like those headphones here, like those grenades I modeled. And I don't know, like modeling is so, it's a pure problem solving, in my opinion. You have a product, a reference or something, or a car, and you have to recreate it and model it like in a technical way, and it's like very problem solving, and I like it. I also then started and decided that I really want to focus on product rendering and working with clients and help them and create something for them and solve problems, you know, like not just doing art. I don't know, it's just a phase, but also art of course is good, but I don't know, it didn't fulfill me because I didn't like really help people or didn't really solve like problems, like something like that. Like for example, if you do like product rendering for clients, you know, they have a product, they need a nice presentation, nice renderings out of it, and how can you present it in the best possible way. But yeah, anyway, so I did that and I enjoyed it and this kind of lighting, and I created those phones like exactly one-to-one, and the modeling is so cool, like the process and the CPU cooler. And yeah, by the way, I have tutorials like in depth, like 1 hour or something on the phone and the CPU cooler on the modeling and lighting. So check it out if you're interested. And yeah, I learned a lot about modeling, like here subdivision surface, as quad topology, like subdivision ready topology, and like that's so cool. And I just learned a lot of modeling because you need it like for working with clients. But by that time I was just using polygon modeling, like in Cinema 4D, and I didn't knew about CAD and NURBS modeling. And I searched what kind of program is using Vitaly Bulgarov, because I also still want to create like this kind of organic hard surface shapes. Man, it's crazy. It's so much harder than everything what I did ever before. But he used MoI 3D, Moments of Inspiration. It's a CAD program, and I just started to learn it. And guys, you can, if you do like that kind of shapes, like this sci-fi hard surface, guys, you have to do CAD and NURBS modeling. It's 20 times faster, it's 50 times easier, it's so much more fun, and it's just so, you see, I like it. And then, yeah, I also bought a course from Idon Garacio for $20, and I recreated this medical device, and yeah, I learned a lot. So yeah, and then it's not showing like all the images, but I was learning and practicing. And then I started to create like my first own project, this like Tourette machine gun. And guys, I don't know, I love it so much. All that design elements, all that modeling, all that, you see, you only have one object, but you put all of your knowledge and all of your energy into one thing. Not like my 3D artworks before, which has a crazy story with like a lot of stuff happening and very chaotic, but you have only one thing. But it's also like a little bit of representing the stage of my life right now, because I'm really right now, the last months, really focusing on business and on on practicing and creating. And before, when I did art, I was a little bit lost in my life. I didn't know exactly what to do. And that showed also my art. It was chaotic. I don't know. That's a little bit of my interpretation. So like right now I'm doing like this focus stuff. So yeah, I'm doing like this hard surface stuff. And yeah, that took me days, but yeah, I don't know. I love it. Like, do you like it? Leave a like and subscribe if you want like tutorials and like videos where I just like talk about it a little bit and give some tips and tricks maybe. And yeah, I love also this kind of lighting and materials. It's so dramatic in my opinion, like so powerful, like, I don't know, it looks like, so cool, I don't know. And then my last project was like this robotic arm. And also again, it was like a lot of different references of different robotic industrial stuff and cables, and just putting everything together and just practicing like modeling and like finding design shapes and design language and putting everything together. And I don't know, I like it. I like that style a lot. I don't know, maybe it looks for you like, oh, okay, it's some industrial machine. But there's the guys who does stuff like that, or even much better, they know how much time there is into it. So I also have a tutorial on that, on the lighting. Yes, I think. So yeah, guys, if you want to know something else, like, just let me know and subscribe. And yeah, I really hope that, I just wanted to share this because it's like kind of 1 year over now. And yeah, I just wanted to make this video. It's also like my first time talking to a camera, but it's really cool with you guys. And guys, if someone is still looking, man, it's thank you very much. And I hope you learned something. I hope, yeah, you can also grow and practice and learn more efficient, faster, more productive. If you have some questions, guys, comments, yeah, no problem. Or write me on my social medias, Instagram and stuff. So yeah, I wish you a nice time and good luck.